Hello and welcome back everybody, it's Belinda here. It is Margarete Miller Collage Assignment Day and I'm quite excited by this one. I think it's a story that I've woven into this collage that you'll appreciate. Well, I hope you do. So this is our little list of prompts from Margarete Miller. A number or string of numbers, a food packaging label, something with a weather-related theme, a bird, a stamp, and the bonus prompt is lines. So first off, I have this page here out of a, what's it called? Family Guide to Nature is the book it's called. And it's got this lovely illustration of clouds, and it talks about how do forecasters predict weather. Yeah, so that's going to go in the background. I just need to trim it off a little bit. I'm kind of tempted to leave this jaggedy line where I tore it out of the book because I think that's fun. So I think, doing a lot of thinking here, aren't I? If I trim off this blank edge, we should be about right. So I hope your weekend is going well, that you're having some fun or doing something interesting, or maybe just having a break from a busy week. It's quite a good thing to do, isn't it? At the end of the week, just take some time out to rest, to spend with family, or spend doing something you enjoy, like maybe a bit of crafting, ooh, or watching YouTube. Okay, so we are going to put that kind of like that. Now, this does have lines in the background. It's a lined page. So if some are visible, it's fine. It's going to go with the lines prompt, but if I end up covering them up, that's okay because I have other lines to use. So that's going to go in the background. I'm just not sure whether to put it down now or wait. I'm going to put it down. And I'm thinking I'm going to put glue stick. Yep, there goes the thinking again. My brain must be fired up today. Putting glue stick along this edge here because I don't really want to go, whoops, in and out with the tacky glue. And so I'm gluing directly on top of my paper there because anything that comes over is going to be under the paper. So just got to hold it up here now and quickly put this on so that the glue stick doesn't dry on me, because it's a beautiful day. I have got the fire going, but it is stunning outside. Really warm and beautiful, sunny, blue sky. And it's such a beautiful day that the blowflies have come out again. And I've had a couple inside and I don't know how they're getting in because there's no doors or windows open. So I can only assume they're coming in either through the cat door when the cats are coming and going, or they are coming through the downlight. Either way is potential. Right, this glue dried at this point, so we're just going to go in there and glue those little bits down. I think the rest is pretty okay. Right, a number or string of numbers. I have this torn off bit of book page, which is the index, so it's got all the numbers for pages that the items appear on. So it's only just like a snippet, but it fits the prompt. We might want to tear it down a little, do we? I kind of like that raggedy edge. We'll tear off this bit that's torn. So maybe I'll just leave it for now and see how it pans out. And I think I'll take off that bit at the top and maybe the bit at the bottom. So we'll leave it like that for now. Food packaging label. I have a couple of options here. So this is off the soft drink that we drink. It's 99 is the name of it, and it's sugar-free. I tore the label getting it off, but it was really just this decorative design bit that I was after. Actually, do we mind that it's all torn up? Like, I've also got a coconut milk can label there. I quite like this here to forecasters predict weather, because to me that like couldn't meet the weather related prompt any better. So that's this back one's the next prompt. Then a bird. I'm not sure if I'll use this yet or not. So I've got this lovely bird that I cut out of book page. This is also out of the nature book, the same book as this. And I'm going to name this bird. This bird is going to be named Bindi. Maybe you might make a few leaps of thinking along these lines. I'll let you work that one out. So this bird's name is Bindi. And Bindi loves to junk journal. She's a junk journaler. And so all these bits are bits that she's collected to journal with. So fun images, text, numbers, labels. A stamp is one of the prompts. So I have some stamps here which also have birds on. The blue duck. And, you know, junk journalers love stamps. So I thought we could pop a few of those around. And these are things all collected in her nest. That doesn't, not going there, so I'll lift that up. Kind of little treasures buried in the nest. Do we want that over top? Could perhaps do that one over top. Lines, I have this diary page that I have coffee dyed. So let's tear a bit off that. I'll just tear it down the middle to start with. Because coffee dyed paper is right up a junk journaler's alley. Maybe I'll just randomly tear across there, and I'm thinking this bit because it's a little bit more interesting with the to-do list and the schedule and the wee circles, as well as the lines. And maybe we'll do it in two parts, just because we can. And maybe this blank bit will tear off, give it an interesting edge. I don't want to cover up too much of the clouds, really. Let's tear this edge down as well. Oops. Sorry, fumbling around in the background here. I reached for a tissue and then it flew out of my hands onto the floor, and it's like, ah. So I grabbed another one. I just have to remember to pick up the clean tissue off the floor. Okay, this one, I mean, we don't need to add this one. We do have the prompt covered. But we could just poke it out like that. I do like this pattern on this label. So can I take it across a little bit further, so we still got our weather title there, and then that can go, maybe we need to tear this down just a little bit and still give it a fun edge. So we're seeing a bit more of that design. Okay, now the other thing is our prompts. We need somewhere to put our prompts. I'm also wondering, do I have things too far down? I don't want to cover too much of my clouds is the problem. But then we've just got this expanse, lots of busyness around it, but not much here. Plus we've got this blank bit, if you can see this blank edge at the top. So what do I want to do? Do I want to use part of this label? This is from the meal that my hubby cooked at the weekend. He puts the tins in the recycling like you're supposed to, but he doesn't take the labels off, which you are supposed to under our recycling rules. So fortunately he didn't, because otherwise I wouldn't have had a label, because when I use a tin I take the label off, clean it out, put it in recycling. If he didn't leave the labels on, then I wouldn't. Ew, that's actually a lump of coconut milk on that. Let's see if we can get it off with a tissue. No, I think we need to actually cut that off, because it's, you know, coconut milk's a fat. It's got fat in it, natural fat from the coconut, but it's going to leave greasy marks. So get rid of that. How's this bit? Yeah, is that... Yeah, we could just put that at the top. So I think I will start with that. I'll glue that down. I'll get more into the story in a moment. I guess I've already said the story actually. There's not a lot of story to it apart from our bird is a junk journaler, and she's busy collecting up all the bits that we junk journalers love and popping them in her nest to use making journals. That's the story. There's not much more to it than that. I thought we could appreciate a junk journaling bird. Okay, pop that bit there. Okay, no cat fur. Don't need the cat fur. Right, I think I'll put this bit down next. It's plastic. It's actually plastic, so hopefully the tacky glue will hold it down okay. Normally things like this I would tend to use double-sided tape, but I can't be bothered grabbing it out. So let's just try this. If it doesn't hold, I can always go back in later, but it will have other things laid over top, so they should help hold it down if the tacky glue fails for some reason. Right, just keeping my little heading there. How do forecasters predict weather? I think it will be okay. I think the tacky glue will be fine on that, because it's not heavy and it's not getting any wear and tear as such. Right, and I've left all these bits of paper on here because what's more junky for a junk journaler than bits of envelopes stuck on the back of your stamps? Super fun. So I have an idea for where to put the prompts. I will get to that in a moment, because it will take a little bit of scissor work. So that's partly on this soft drink label and partly off, so it will help hold it down if in fact the glue doesn't hold it properly. Now, how did I have this? I had this down the side, and we had stamp in here somewhere. Or did we have that behind the bird? There's actually a line on that book page which I hadn't noticed. So that's kind of fun. Yeah, let's put one under the edge of the bird there, because if it's in her nest, then it's all around her, all at Talon. Now, I've forgotten what type of bird that is out of the book. It's not one we have here in New Zealand, that's for sure. And it's actually got honeycomb in its beak. It eats insects and honey. So it's got bees flying around the bird, and it's a bit of honeycomb in its beak. So I thought that was quite cute, but it's not going to stay like that. Okay, that's that bit there. Let's put this bit down. Because how does she carry her bits to the nest for her junk journaling? Does she do it in her talons, or does she do it in her beak? In my story, she's going to use her beak to carry bits back to the nest. Right, this bit down the side, I think now. Gone silent, haven't I? I was busy thinking something. I'll tell you in a moment what I was thinking, because it relates to the collage and the story. But I won't give it away quite yet. It just kind of led me down memory lane. Okay, so that's going to go there. Now for the prompts, oh, I haven't done the stamp. Hang on. Oops, my mat on my desk is sliding forward and catching, so I'll just do that. So this stamp is going to go where? Up there. I just love the scrappiness of this particular collage. I think it really supports the story and is just quite fun. Fun edges, fun papers, everything that makes a junk journaler happy. I haven't inked. I did think about inking, but I don't want to go. No, those two are angled that way, so I want to put this one this way, so they're not all the same direction. Oops, my apologies. My sleeve caught the edge of the ruler and bing, clatter, clash. You're probably all very awake now. I certainly am. Right, so I'm going to do a little bit tricky, as you saw with the whatever it was, alligator, I think, where I put something in his beak. I'm going to do the same here. So I'm not using the honeycomb there. So I'm just cutting out the space in her beak. It's just little snippets of the honeycomb, but I can't do much about that. And we're going to have her holding on to the prompts in some fashion. Which way round? I don't want to cover up too much of her face, so I've just got to work it out. So under the top beak, I think. Although it kind of makes more sense to be fiddly. It's a little fiddly. Maybe we'll just like have some space in the beak so it's not right in. So I still want to be able to read it like that. Let's make sure our bird is perhaps positioned properly. There. I think something like that is fine. So I'm just going to glue this down. It will be permanently glued down. There's no point having it loose or removable. So I'm just going to glue that end down. Put a little glue on the tip of the beak and on the underside of the bottom beak to try and get it to stay where I want it. It is only a tiny little dot of glue though, so let's just give it a moment to kind of hold. I might be able to just carefully ease in under here and glue this bit down. And that's probably all of that I need to glue down, or maybe this corner underneath. Right, now let's try the bird. Hopefully she doesn't move. You know, these birds, they can be a bit flighty. Oh, puns are terrible, aren't they? But I do enjoy a good pun. I don't know if that was a good pun, but it certainly was a pun. Play on words. Right, let's hope that she's where I wanted her. Doesn't really matter too much. It really doesn't. You can still read all our prompts there, which makes me happy. Right, throw the other bit of label out. Okay, I think we are done. So, our bird, Bindi. I don't know whether you've worked it out, but Bindi is a short nickname version of Belinda. And it's a name that a few people call me, such as my brother, my oldest brother will call me Bindi. There's a couple of friends who call me Bindi. Not very many people use it, but it is a nickname I have. So this bird kind of resembles me, and she's a junk journaler, and I'm a junk journaler, and got this happy collection of things in her nest. My house literally is bursting with junk journal materials, and I love it, and it's awesome, and I'm working to use what I've got, which is absolutely fantastic. This Bindi is still collecting, as is her namesake actually. She's still collecting. She's never going to stop. No, you never know when that really good thing comes available, like a book full of wonderful images or something, you know. I'm not going to say no, people. I just am not. So anyway, we have, to recap, we have a number or string of numbers. So we have our index here, a food packaging label. We've got the soft drink and the coconut milk. Something with a weather-related theme. We've got our clouds and our heading down here. How do forecasters predict weather? A bird. We've got Bindi. A stamp. We've got our blue duck stamps and bonus lines. Well, we have lines on the page in the background. We have this line, which I didn't realize was there on this cloud page. And we've got our diary lines. And there's a line on the prompt list as well. So I think we've got that covered. Just a smidge. So there's my page for today, week 17 of Margarete Miller. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you spare Bindi a thought in her junk journaling career. It's a bit cheeky, isn't it? Anywho, thanks so much for joining me. Have a fantastic weekend, my friends, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.